Live. Welcome to this little edition of Too Sweet and Short. I am Nico.
Hypo here.
Wildcard.
EJV.
All right, so we're going into a New Japan Pro Wrestling on this topic here.
Oh, yeah.
Last week, it was announced that a new weekly series for New Japan Pro Wrestling called New Japan Strong will start airing August 7th as part of the New Japan American brand, New Japan Pro Wrestling's American branch of wrestling. It was also announced the first ever New Japan Cup of America will take place starting on the first New Japan Strong show on August 7th, with some four quarterfinal matches that are going to be taking place that night. So some of the quarterfinal matches include Karl Fredricks versus Kenta and Jeff Cobb versus Tonga. The right side has Chase Owens versus David Finlay, and then Brody versus Tama. And we will also see one of the finalists getting a future IWGP US Heavyweight title match against Jon Moxley, which I forgot he was champion there. So before I let the other gentlemen who have a little more knowledge than New Japan myself get into it, I'm just going to share. I'm pretty curious about this. I'm glad to see this thing going on. I was very curious pre-pandemic about the whole New Japan touring America brand. I was hoping that the show would hit Chicago, but of course the pandemic hit, so we might have to wait a while for that. But hey, this is cool. I have watched AXS episodes of New Japan Wrestling. It's very good stuff. I'm gonna try to check out more of this New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong show when it premieres. So with that being said, I'm gonna pass it off. Who would like to take this one? EJV, go for it.
When I saw the announcement for New Japan Strong, I was intrigued because, but really, outside of the Lions Break Collision events, which you can catch on New Japan World, they've been going on. We haven't really had much in the way of any sort of New Japan of America like wrestling events outside of the ones that they did earlier this year before the pandemic hit on the New Beginning in America tour. But now they're doing these shows and they're doing this New Japan Strong. I'm excited to see what goes on here. The quarterfinal matches are pretty cool. We get to see guys we haven't seen since the pandemic, for guys like Tonga, his brother, Tonga. We get to see Kenta, who hasn't wrestled since New Beginning in Sapporo back in February. We get to see Chase Owens again, who's, in my opinion, the head, not the secret weapon of the Bullet Club in a sense. And then of course David Finlay, who is just coming back from rehabbing his shoulder again. And it's gonna be an interesting tournament. The winner gets a shot at Moxley. I can't wait for it. I think these matches are going to be stellar with some of the best talent here in the U.S. It's going to help bring the U.S. branch of New Japan forward, even during this horrible pandemic. It's going to really solidify its stance in the wrestling world. I'm excited. I can't wait to watch these matches. I have NJPW World. I'll be able to catch them either live or the next day. But I'm excited to see where this takes them, and if it helps continue to elevate the NJPW of America brand further along the wrestling path.
I'll take it.
Nice. All right, Wildcard, go for it.
I keep telling myself that I need to get myself a New Japan World subscription because I my only knowledge of following them has been through social media. But the times that I've actually sat down, watched a match via Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, I was hooked. Any match that New Japan has, it always seems to draw me into it. It's just, unfortunate that we just don't have easy access to it. I don't have easy access to it. I keep telling myself I got to get a New Japan World subscription so that way I can have more access to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Reason being, it's just like he was talking about, it's just the the talent pool that you see here. Now, granted, this is this is just almost like a sample size because this is just the U.S. Wrestlers that are in that are stuck in America that can't go to Japan for obvious reasons that are doing this tournament. And honestly, I'm really excited for this because it's a small tournament, but you got all the talent in the world in this tournament right here. A lot of them have Bullet Club written all over it. And you know what? When I first saw the brackets for this, there's only one name that stands out to me as a guy who could potentially break out. And this is somebody that it shouldn't surprise anybody. Tonga. Tonga is the guy that I pick to win this tournament because he has essentially carried Bullet Club through its tough times. And this is probably the toughest time right now with this pandemic right now. And if you actually listen to his podcast, Tama's Island, which I highly recommend, by the way, he talks about, a lot of things Bullet Club related and the current state of it right now. And right now, he is on a mission to make sure that Bullet Club gets back to where it needs to be. Because there was a point where it was on top of the world. And it seems to have fallen a little bit, I wouldn't say forgotten, but it's not as popular as it once was before. But with this tournament here, Tonga, I see him potentially challenging Jon Moxley for that United States Championship. And can you imagine how that's going to turn out? I can't wait.
All right, Nico, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. See, I'm gonna agree with both my colleagues here. I think this tournament is great. I love Andy's idea of Tama winning it all. Tama, to me, as soon as they had the Bullet Club OGs basically kick out the Elite, I immediately thought, okay, we're off to the races here with a Tonga's singles run. I was like, how do you not capitalize off of that? Tama's great on the mic, great at promoting the shit out of whatever you want him to promote via social media. That Twitter strong style game is immaculate that I don't think nobody can touch. I don't know how New Japan didn't just say, hey, strap the rocket to this boy and go. But it is what it is. We're here now. But yeah, Tama is my pick to win it all. I may have to. When does the tournament start up? When does it start?
It starts up August 7th.
Okay, then you know what? I may have to just bite the bullet and subscribe to New Japan World within the next 24 to 48 hours here. But here's an idea. What if this is how they reintroduce the Machine Gun Karl Anderson and the Big LG Doc Gallows to New Japan Pro Wrestling? This could be a great way to do it. Either this way, in the tournament, they sort of assist, their OG brother in Tama Tonga or somebody from the Bullet Club to win the tournament, or maybe Tama wins it all and we get Tama versus Jon Moxley for the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship, which I myself totally forgot. Oh shit, Moxley's still the IWGP US Heavyweight Champion. And they help Tama win the title off of Moxley. Either way, I'm excited for this tournament. Can't wait to check it out. New Japan Pro Wrestling always puts on solid matches. Kevin Kelly and Rocky Romero on commentaries, pretty dope. The third guy, whose name is eluding me right now,
Chris Charlton.
Yeah, he's somebody I can do without. He's not worse than Josh Matthews, but that's a different conversation for a different day. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this tournament, and it's great for New Japan in expanding their promotion in the horizon of the professional wrestling world.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Before we wrap up, I do want to point out with like what Nico said, wouldn't it be crazy seeing Karl Anderson or Luke Gallows, Impact Wrestling contracted wrestlers taking on an AEW contracted wrestler in Jon Moxley in New Japan Pro Wrestling?
Oh shit.
Yeah, that would be that would be interesting. Let me add one. Let me add 2 quick points, and then we can end the episode. The first one is the fact that Karl Anderson and Big LG have in their Impact contracts that they can come to New Japan as long as the dates clear out with Impact. So if the dates for any tapings clear out with New Japan, they could show up as soon as that tournament. But they said before that they want to appear in front of a crowd, so I highly doubt that they'll be at the tournament. One other thing, my dark horse pick, even though he is with Ring of Honor, Brody King, because how much of a badass he is, how much of a great wrestler he is, he's my dark horse.
Yeah, I'm. Since we're talking dark horses here, I'm gonna go and say. I'm going to say Kenta on this one. I feel like that people have forgotten the talent of Kenta, and, I feel like that he could potentially shine in this tournament as well.
Yo, real quick, somebody run through the list again of who's in this tournament.
I can. It's Karl Fredricks versus Kenta, Jeff Cobb versus Tanga. The other side of it, we got Chase Owens versus Dave Finlay and Brody King versus Tama Tonga.
All right, Andy, I'm gonna rock with you and say Kenta's my dark horse as well.
There you go. Yep.
I'll just be a poser and say Kenta's my dark horse as well.
Yeah. And just
all right.
Somebody like Jeff Cobb is gonna win this thing. So
you never know.
Yeah.
It's possible.
All right.
All right, so that's a wrap on this edition of Too Sweet and Short with New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong. We hope you liked this video. If you did so, please give it a like. And be sure to subscribe to the Too Sweet Cosplay channel if you haven't done so already. And also share your picks for this tournament as well.
Yeah.
And also, be sure to give us a like on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Too Sweet Cosplay.
Hey, real quick, also, hey, if you go wrestling figure hunting at any point this weekend for the AEW figures, shut up, don't even laugh at me. Please share your videos on our social media accounts. We would love to see them. If you saw, I posted my unboxing of the Chris Jericho, a little bit of the bubbly a few days ago. So so we're in the wrestling figure game too. So share your experience with us, especially if you're looking for those new AEW action figures.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, everyone.
Too sweet, everybody.
Too sweet. Peace out.